Hey everyone, I'm Amanda. I'm the Avian Care Coordinator here at Teton Raptor Center, and I'm going to be taking y'all through this week's patient update. We're still really busy. This is the height of our busy season right now, so I don't have time to go through every single patient, but I will highlight a few interesting cases and most of our newest birds. Starting with some good news, we had 3 releases this past week. Great Horned Owl 629B from Fort Washakie was the first release seen in this video. This bird was originally caught in barbed wire and had extensive soft tissue damage. The other 2 releases were both Swainson's Hawks, patients 71B and 821. 71B originally had an ulna fracture and 821 had eye trauma. Both were released back in the Idaho Falls region where they came from. First up in current patients, we have Golden Eagle 827. This hatch-ear golden eagle was found in Eden, Wyoming, just sitting on the ground and not moving. This bird is unfortunately highly emaciated and dealing with an incredibly large amount of ectoparasites. This patient is currently being rehydrated with fluids, and we are slowly increasing his food intake. Next, we have Great Horned Owl 827. This bird was the victim of a window strike in Jackson, Wyoming. This bird likely has some degree of spinal trauma. So far, the bird is unable to stand. Spinal trauma is often quite difficult to diagnose as you can't usually see it on x-ray, and you have to assess it via the symptoms the patient is presenting. This bird seems to have slight motor control of his legs, so we will continue to do physical therapy and assess daily. Our next patient is Merlin 827. This semi-rare falcon species was struck by a vehicle in Rigby, Idaho. This bird has a fractured coracoid bone and will just need cage rest for a few weeks until the fracture heals. Then we have Sharpshin Haw 825. This bird was found in Afton, Wyoming, and was determined to have a fractured ulna, bilateral eye trauma, and soft tissue damage. We suspect some sort of collision, likely with a car or window. Here you can see the ulna fracture on x-ray. This bird will be in a wing wrap for a few weeks until the fracture begins to heal. Luckily, we will not have to do surgery to correct this fracture, and the wing wrap will be sufficient for healing. Up next is Swainson Hawk 817A. This patient is from Idaho Falls and has a condition called torticollis. That is basically when your neck muscles cause your head to tilt to one side, as you can see this bird doing in the photo. Torticollis can be caused by a lot of factors, but in this particular case, we think it's a result of trauma from a collision. We are doing daily neck PT and stretching and massaging the neck muscles. Lastly is Swainson's Hawk 822A. This bird was found in Island Park, Idaho, and was on the ground not moving for a couple of days. We received this bird and could not find any obvious reasons for why the bird would not be flying away after our initial intake exam. So we proceeded to run blood work and found that this hatch-ear bird has blood parasites called Hemoproteus. In this photo, you can see 3 red blood cells that have been infected by Hemoproteus. These are caused by bites from black flies and mosquitoes, which are pretty common this year. We have seen an incredibly high amount of the blood parasites this year as a result. This bird also has webbed toes, which is not anything medically relevant, but something we don't see that often, so we thought it was pretty interesting. That's all we've got for this week. Thank you guys so much for watching. Remember, if you want to do your part to keep wild birds wild, you can visit our website at tetonraptorcenter.org to make a donation. It's also Old Bill's Giving Season, which is a fundraiser run by the Community Foundation in Jackson. And if you donate through that, your dollar gets doubled. So we encourage you to check that out as well. Thanks, everyone.